Hi all, Cynthia here, back with another layout in my Traveller's Notebook. So I have this photo here, I'm just trimming it down, and it is of my legs, and I'm wearing some leg warmers. So 80s, but I do love them. On cold nights when we go to the gym, or cold days when I go to the gym, I'm quite happy to get my leg warmers out, and I rock them. So I thought I would good document that. So I have this paper here that's a Dear Lizzie paper, and has all those sentiments on it, and I've used quite a few of those so far, and I'm just going to use the back side of it this time. So I'm mounting this photo with this yellow paper, and I'm just trimming that down and going to see what I can do. So I cut out the one and only yellow sentiment that was left that says listen to your heart, because I do. People may joke about me and my leg warmers, but I'm quite happy with them on, so I'm going to listen to my heart. Just was going to trim down this piece of paper to see what I could do with it, and as I sat it on the photo on there, I thought, oh, I quite like that maybe as a banner. So I'm just going to trim that down and cut a fishtail in the bottom of it to make a banner. Having a look at this paper here from Pink Fresh Studio, Case of the Blahs, but yeah, it doesn't really have any of the sentiments that I want to use on it. So I put that aside and I just start gluing some of this down, using the last of that gorgeous Vicky Bouton paper there. And this is the first time I've used the blue. I've used the other side on quite a few layouts that I've done. But this time I thought I would switch it up a little bit and use the other side. Now just going through and seeing what else I can do. I have this paper here from Paige Evans that has the hexagons on it. I'm going to use one of them as a template and cut one out of the blue paper and use that as well. And then I'm going to go back in, and this is pretty much all I have left of that paper. A couple of little scraps. Going to cut out the full shapes here to put on my page, and going to see what I can do. So just start to play around, see how I like them on the page, how do I want them to look. I'm glad I cut that blue one out, because I want it just to bring the colour across to that side of the page, that blue colour across, and I think that looks quite nice there. Decided I'm going to do a bit of stamping, and I pulled out this Kelly, I was going to say, is it Kelly Perkins, or is it no, I can't quite remember. I want to say Kelly Perkins, but I know there's another Kelly as well that does stamps, and it could be her. Anyway, you can read whose stamp it is, and I do like this stamp. As you can see, I've used it a bit, this one, and just got great sayings on it. And this one says 100% me, which is, yep, that's me. Not only do I rock the leg warmers, I also have a 80s, what would you call it? A sweat jacket, gym jacket that I wear as well. It's purple with, I don't know, some shapes on it, but it's very 80s as well, so I look the part. Just, as I said, just fiddling around to see how I'm going to make them look. I decide that I'm going to cut them up and give them all a little bit of a white space between them, and I'll go back in again and see how I can make them look. What else are we doing? So I saw me test out the two stamps there. I decided to go with the purple in the end. I checked the purple and the black, but I think the purple will look better. And I've grabbed my shape here and I'm going to stamp it on. And there we go. Just going to put that in that one, trim it all down, and I think I start to tape all these down. And when I tape them down, I think it just needs one more, so I go back in and I trim another one up out of that blue paper, but I actually use the other side. And putting my statement down, which is going to be my title pretty much. What else am I doing? I go through the ephemera that come with my kit. So this page I've created using my January kit from the Wild Hare Kits. So that ephemera that you saw, that little tray of ephemera, was just what come in the kit. I'm going to go through that in a moment to see if there's anything in there I can use. I pull out a little bit. I pull out some of the acetate pieces. You'll see that in a moment. Just trimmed one of those shapes up to put it across 2-page and pull out these little tiny little thin. They're awesome. So they're from Colour Cast Designs. They're little wood veneers. They've got sticky backs on them, but that's nice and thin. So really great for traveller's notebooks and maybe project life or something like that as well, where you don't want a lot of bulk. There we go, cutting up one more, as I said, going back in, and I'm going to use the red side of this paper this time, not the blue side. I'm just going to sit that right there, just to repeat that pattern on that side as well. Pull out these tiny little stamps, and I'm going to stamp out a sentiment which says, "So 80s." And just test it to see whether the purple is going to be clear enough on the background paper, on this colour paper. And it doesn't stand out so much on camera, but it's quite easy to read in actual in person. So I go through and stamp all that out. And I thought I cut this bit out, but no, obviously I make you watch me do the whole lot. So these little stamps here, I've had them for a little while in my stash. I got them in a kit at some stage, and they're American craft. I haven't used them a lot, and when I pull a couple of them out, the little rubbers come off the end, so I just use my tape runner to glue them back on. There we go, there's one. I'm just going to use the tape runner to glue that back on, and I come up here in a minute and you'll see another one pulls out too. I don't think all the actual alphas have been pulled apart, so when I first got this little stamp set, it was all joined together, all the rubbers were joined together, and you sort of had to tear them apart or break them apart or cut them apart. And as I haven't used all the letters as yet, some of them were still joined a little bit. So there we go. I think that is done. I'll pop that back away for the moment. And I'm going to stick that down there. And I like the way, as I said, that repeats that pattern across to that page. I'm going to stick down my little wood veneer up there. And then I have this other one over here which says noted or documented or something like that. And that's where I'm going to write my journaling. As you saw, I just put the acrylic block behind it there, just so it's nice and easy to write on. I have a flat surface. Once I finish doing that, as I said, I bring back in the ephemera pack, I believe, here in a moment, to see, and I go through that to see what I can use. And I just start pulling out some of the acetate pieces, and I pull out some stars and some hearts, and I scatter them around the page to see what I like. I don't end up using any of the hearts. I just use, I don't think I use any of the hearts. No, I just use the stars on the page, and these 3 little words here which say play, rest, repeat, or something like that. I can't quite remember now. Once again, I'm sure you can read exactly what it says. and just mixing things up to see what I can use. I use 2 things to stick these down with. A couple of them I managed to use just my tape runner, where they have a little bit of a darker pink on the back, and I could just put a little bit there, and then I pulled out the Xyron label maker to particularly to do the words, because you could see the tape runner behind the words. Grabbing out this other stamp here, and I'm going to stamp the word authentic. Once again, just using that purple Distress Oxide ink, and I like that way that goes. There we go. And I did make you watch me glue all those down. I've glued all the other bits and pieces down and just glued that down. And this is pretty much it. Stay tuned for the close-up photos. As always, if you like the process video, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Love reading your comment. And I'll get back to you when I can. Until next time, everyone, have a lovely day, a lovely week, or a lovely month. And I will catch you on the next video. Until then, bye.